Well, when it comes to UAS systems and drone systems in Western North Dakota, the first thing I would say is that the state of North Dakota in our 2019 legislative session stepped up with the governor's recommendation with approximately $30 million in funding for UAS systems to put together the fly corridors that are needed to make what is currently being developed applicable to the industries that need it. And it's in Western North Dakota now because it's an industry area of concern for the Bakken development and the companies out here, specifically for site detection, for spill detection and spill monitoring, for corridor development in terms of their infrastructure. And a lot of the areas that they look at, they can do it faster and better with drone technology than they can with any other technology out there today. And that's why the industry is so key to Western North Dakota and so key for North Dakota as a whole, because as we develop this, it will be profitable for them to bring this technology to the Bakken area, and then from there it will guide its development statewide to the rest of the areas.
The importance I see in using drones is you look at the oil and gas industry, and it's grown by leaps and bounds in the last several years due to technology advancement. This is obviously the next step in the next transgression into what we will see with the industry. The industry operates, their success is based on how they can reduce costs and increase efficiencies. So when they're able to use, again, the new technology, when we talk about drones or unmanned aerial, when they can use that to monitor their systems, it helps them reduce those costs into that area.
You know, my thoughts on the unmanned drones is that it provides an innovative solution and addresses some of the concerns and challenges regardless of industry, whether it's agriculture or oil and gas. But I think it's an integrated solution, a lot of practical applications, and we're finding that out more and more as time progresses. They're becoming more receptive and open to some of the applications that drone has. You know, we started with integrity and anomalies findings, and now we're across the board. We're finding more and more reasons to use drones. It solves some of the answers such as safety. It's definitely a cost driver, and we're seeing increase in productivity and efficiency. So I think as time passes by and the industry evolves, it's going to gain more acceptance, and we're going to find more uses. So I'm very optimistic about the future and growth of drones.
The importance of unmanned aircraft systems has really been made self-evident in the way that it's impacted every part of our state. We're seeing over in the western part of North Dakota the interest that oil companies are having. We're seeing that they're wanting to hire employees. We're hiring our students to come over there and to do work in unmanned aircraft systems. So we're starting to see that return on investment for actually using unmanned aircraft systems. We have agriculture that's being used. UASs are being used in agriculture, and that's been just fun to see. There was a report that was done back in 2013 saying that that was going to be the greatest impact on unmanned aircraft systems in agriculture. And that's taken some time to really come to fruition, but we're starting to see that. We're starting to see that develop where farmers and agricultural folks are starting to see the benefit and the value of using unmanned aircraft systems to look at their crops for crop health. But also egg tech companies are being developed that are even thinking of new ways to use unmanned aircraft systems to improve crop yield. Education, we're seeing not only on the university level, but on the high school level, we're seeing an impact that unmanned aircraft systems are making in North Dakota, where these small UASs can even be used to be taught in classrooms, where students can learn about different technology, they can learn about problem solving, they can learn about critical thinking skills, and just be able to exercise those things using these devices and have some fun while they're learning. And so they're getting this feel for how aviation can be ingrained into their life no matter where that they go. We're seeing companies that come in like Northrop Grumman and General Atomics that are here in town that want to do business here, and they see the workforce that we have and the work ethic that we have that they can really tap into. We have our universities that are needed really to figure out some of these problems that haven't been completely solved. You know, agriculture's on the edge of really seeing that return on investment, but it's not quite there yet. But we need universities like NDSU to help to look at things like the different crops and how we can inspect those crops and look at them, and to actually have the analytics side of software really working to say what's going on with these crops, so we can take that information, we can take that data, and we can do something with it. And so there's tons of research that needs to be done in safety and operations, in sensors, in multiple areas that we can be a part of that with the expertise that we have at our universities here in North Dakota as well. Just saw the other day in North Dakota Job Report, there was about 8 or 9 different jobs, UAS jobs that are available here right in the state. And so this is going to bring in new people into our state that can fill that need and also provide jobs for the people that are already in our state. And so UAS has this fantastic way to really intersect with so many different industries and really to make more job opportunities available and really improve or enhance other jobs. And so the importance of UAS is we're just seeing the starts of it, but I think it's really going to grow as we move forward.
Yeah, in the aspects of drone technology, and being I do farm and ranch, and of course live in the oil field, the aspects of the use of drones, of course, to me starts with living so close to the Canadian border, the border security. The security can go to the aspects of food health, oil, energy, exploration security, and with that, of course, we can discuss pipelines, infrastructure, and in our situation, Patty and myself, our experience in the fall of 2013 was the experience of finding a oil spill. I guess it was a leak in a pipeline. And for us, we found it, of course, when we were harvesting our fall crops, and we came upon it on the surface of the field. And from that, it opened up a lot of communications for finding out whose pipeline it was, trying to get it stopped, and then it just kind of grew into a big project of how big and what's to be done with it. Our situation with the spill possibly being the release happening a long time before it was actually at surface. And most pipelines are inspected by air, called pipeline patrol with airplanes, and a lot of them are one pilot. Leaves some room for error. I feel a drone could be systematically or scheduled to do certain areas repetitiously, more effective, cost effectiveness, less maintenance for airplanes. I think overall just being a lot higher quality of an inspection where people can actually look at the videos or what have you that the drones are taking and go back to what they see, finding anomalies that maybe don't look quite right, and have something to look at rather than just a visible eye. Not taking away from the pilots that do pipeline patrol, but drones have got to just be making the whole process just a lot more efficient. Yeah, presently we're in an area that is doing a lot of abandoned location reclamation, and we feel that through the years with if there had been drone surveillance and there could have been overlays of pictures and stuff made to where you could actually see runoff and stuff causing some of these locations actually getting worse. And I think just do a better job of reclaiming, and after area is reclaimed, you can come back and look at those sites repetitiously with less cost than actually driving on site, and just do a better job of monitoring work that has been done. And the same with technology of agronomy with crops. There's so much now being done with the technology of drones to actually produce a better crop.
I also hear that North Dakota has become a drone center. Tell me about that, sir.
Well, over 15 years ago, North Dakota began down a path of becoming the leader in unmanned aerial systems, and through our universities where we have got top aviation schools, one of the best in the nation. We've also then begun leading. In this last year, our legislature worked to pass historic and first in the nation legislation where we're building out the first statewide air traffic control system for unmanned aerial systems. And what this means is going to be increased productivity for every aspect of agriculture and every aspect of energy, transportation, because the information that we can get digitally through drones flying around our state, across our state, supporting all of these applications is going to be absolutely fantastic. And we know that at some point this is going to be needed for the whole nation, but because we're building out the first test site where people can fly beyond visual line of sight here in North Dakota without a chase plane coming behind them, we also have over 40 UAS startup companies that have come here, and some of the major U.S. aerospace companies have set up operations in North Dakota because this is the place, if you want to be in unmanned aerial systems, North Dakota is the place to build out and create your application.